Hi there, and welcome to Our Weekly Craft, a source for ideas, inspiration, and fun for crafters. I'm Sarah White, Chief Maker at OurDailyCraft.com, and today I want to talk about starting things and keeping things going, I guess, persistence, and goal setting and that kind of stuff. So, as I mentioned last week, I am actually on vacation right now, but I wanted to send you a little message because this is week 22, I think, of Our Weekly Craft, and I'm exceedingly proud of myself that I have managed to post weekly, and I didn't want to break the chain just because I'm not physically in my office this week. But I wanted to also talk about the achievement of that and how I did that, because I am not the best at honoring goals that are personal. Like, I will do everything I need to do things for people who pay me. But if it's a goal that's just mine, I don't often follow through with things. And so I'm like really proud of myself that I've managed so far. You know, it's 22 weeks. It was like the second week of the year that I started, and now we're here in almost the middle of June and I'm still doing it. It's actually pretty impressive to me. So I wanted to acknowledge it. I am wearing the, I believe it's called the Lotus Eater pullover. It is from Notorious She, and I do not think she's published it yet, but if she has, I will put it in the notes. It is a side-to-side kind of dolman sleeve, cropped sweater. And she designs with spreadsheets, so you can put in your gauge, so you can use whatever kind of yarn you want, how long you want it to be, your best measurements, and all of that, and it calculates everything for you. This was really fun, quick, easy. I was afraid I was going to run out of black yarn, so I added in this purple in the middle, which kind of gives it a fun, the black is sparkly too, it's a little hard to tell, but it gives it a kind of fun 80s retro vibe. And I didn't even realize that this yarn kind of has its own striping thing going on too until I was knitting with it, so it's kind of fun. It's a great little layering piece, and it was really easy to knit and fun. So if it's not out already, when it does come out, I will put it in the show notes as well. So yeah, I have a lot of goals, or like, wouldn't it be nice to do kind of things for my work all the time. And I have often said that I'm an idea person because I'm really great at coming up with ideas, but the execution and the sticking with something until it's done or whatever, or continuing maintaining a habit or whatever, all of that is harder for me than the initial enthusiasm and coming up with ideas that I think are great or would be great if I worked at them consistently, or things like that. So like, I guess it was in May, one of the companies I work for was encouraging us all to spend more time on TikTok. And so I was like, oh, I could do TikTok for, maybe it'd be cool just to see what happens. I could do TikTok daily and see, because our daily craft, right? And just for a month or whatever and see what happens. I made it 6 days and then I was just like, no. I enjoy video and I like making reels and TikToks and things, but it's just, I am not good at the consistency that's required to actually build an audience. And I always feel like I'm late to, any given social. Like, I have 1,500 followers on Instagram, and there are people, with hundreds of thousands of followers, and that may be my genre, but there are crafters who have a whole lot of followers too. But I feel like, that era of quick and easy raising a follower counts is gone, and I kind of feel that about TikTok too. I have like 6 followers or something for my 6 videos, right? And that I just haven't been willing to like take the time and actually, figure out how to do it and have an editorial calendar and shoot videos ahead, that, the stuff that would be required to actually do well. I haven't been able to give myself the push or the time or whatever to do it. But interestingly enough, this video series, even though there aren't a lot of people watching, I appreciate everyone who does. even though it has stayed very small, that I've managed to do it every week for 22 weeks now, is pretty impressive to me. And sometimes that happens, like I'm a big fan of just like diving in and doing it and trying it and seeing if it works, or if you enjoy doing it. And maybe that's the thing. It's like I kind of do enjoy doing it, even though I'm, usually talking to 5 to 10 people. It has gotten me more comfortable with video, for one thing. More comfortable, with my face in videos, because in the past, the vast majority of my videos have been hands, because I'm demonstrating crafts, of course, but sometimes you need to be in front, and this has made me a lot more comfortable with that portion of the work. And it has helped me to articulate things about crafting that I might not have otherwise. It gives me another way of expressing myself besides blogging and other writing that I'm doing, and the actual act of making things, which is expression. It is just consistent practice, which is nice to have, because I'm not blogging as much as I used to, and I'm not sharing anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I'm not sharing consistently like I used to, or like I feel like maybe I should. And this is the one thing that I have managed to continue consistently, and I'm impressed with that. But and I do think that one of the things that helped was that I didn't think about it too much. I didn't really have a plan, other than, oh, I should do our weekly craft, because I'm our daily craft, and this will be a weekly thing, and I could just talk about what I'm making, and I could talk about what I'm thinking about related to crafts, and I could talk about what I'm reading and watching and listening, if I were. I don't really listen to music, but if I were, or podcasts if I did. And then it's kind of part of the discussion about what craft means in the world, in a modern world, and all of that. And I just have made myself make time for it, which I don't always do. And I don't really know. I wanted to talk about like how that works, but I don't know how it worked in this case. Other than that, I felt like it was something that I needed to do, and I do enjoy it. And need is not the right word, but that like having an outlet for expressing these thoughts and opinions about things related to craft that don't necessarily fit in a blog post, or it becomes more of the old. It's funny that I think of it as almost more like the old style blogs where you just talked about your day, that I feel like that's more accessible in the vlogging format than it is in blogging anymore. And so that has been nice. It has, to a tiny degree helped to increase the number of subscribers I have on YouTube, which I appreciate. And please do subscribe if you enjoy these. I will get back to doing videos that are not our weekly craft. Hopefully after our vacation. I like to spend vacation time thinking about like what my next steps are, what I wish I were doing, what I feel like I should be doing differently. And I feel like this is going to stay, as long as I can come up with interesting things interesting to me anyway, as long as I can come up with things to talk about, as long as there are people interested in it. And I hope you are interested in it, and you like and comment and subscribe and all of those things that help us know that you're interested in it. So yeah, I just think that really the key thing for me usually when I start something and stick with it is that I don't give it a lot of thought. And I feel like, it's like guided by your interests is more important to me in terms of sticking with something than being like, oh, that's a thing I ought to be doing. I feel like content creators in particular, and I mean anybody who shares crafts online, probably you feel like, there are things you should be doing, right? You need to be posting a certain number of times or in certain places or whatever. And so like as a craft content creator, I feel this outside pressure to like, I should be posting every day on Instagram, and I should be doing reels every day, and I should have, stories up all the time about what I'm making and technique. And, I need to do videos on YouTube, and I need to do videos on TikTok, and I need to be posting in my Facebook groups, and I need to be actually blogging, right? And, I should be writing more ebooks, and I should be writing more actual books, and I should be making more, and I should be submitting to magazines, and I should be submitting to other websites, and there's like all the shoulds. And even if you're not a professional crafter, you probably still feel some shoulds about sharing your work or the amount of things that you're doing or whatever. And even if you're just posting, your own life stuff, you might feel that pressure of like, I need to post on Instagram every day, or I need to have a Facebook update about something, or whatever. I don't know what it's like to be a normal person on the internet, because I never have been. I've been on the internet before Facebook existed, so I don't know how normal people do it. But, and I have never felt that outside pressure that I need to do a weekly vlog. It was just something I wanted to do, and I was interested in trying. And I don't like talking, public speaking at all. Somehow this is different, I guess, and it makes me feel a little better about any public speaking that I might need to be doing. A few weeks, a couple months ago, I had to give a eulogy, and I was still nervous and stuff, but I feel like having this weekly practice of talking has actually helped me, and to feel a little more confident in public speaking as well. Talking in meetings at work, same kind of thing. So it's been good for me, and I hope it's been good for you watching as well. But yes, I would urge you, if you are longing to take on a summer project, that you think about what you think would be interesting to try. Don't look at like what platforms are popular or what everybody else is doing, and don't buy into that notion that it's all been done, that there's no room for anyone else, that if you only have 200 subscribers or 1,500 followers or even less than that, that it's not worth sharing what you have to share. And just trying things that sound fun. I feel like there's not enough of that in our world, even as crafters, and we do, have hobbies that we do because we think they're fun. I hope that's part of why you do the crafts that you do. But I feel like there's too much of life that's encouraging us to do things, those shoulds again, and not the things that we really want to try because we think they'll be fun. So I encourage you, if you were thinking about a project that you think would be fun and you haven't gotten started, to please just get started. Do a tiny thing, post one video, post an Instagram post, take the first step, buy the supplies, clean out a corner of your space to set up an easel, or buy the pattern that you've been wanting to make, or whatever. Just get somewhere quiet. I recommend the beach, but obviously we aren't all going to the beach or even on vacation at all this year. But if you can get somewhere quiet, take yourself on a walk, sit by some water if you can, and think about what would be fun to try. What do you want to do? What do you want to make? What project would you like to take on? Not because you think it'll make money or get you attention or anything other than that it's just something that you want to try. So I'm so appreciative of everyone who has taken the time to watch even a little bit of me trying this thing. And I hope that you will continue to do so in the future, because I'm going to be here for, as long as I can continue exploring this, because I do think it's fun, even, and having no expectation, I guess, is also really helpful, because with TikTok, I was like, oh, maybe I'll post on TikTok every day for a month and get some followers, see how many followers I can get. And, with the goal being let's see how many followers I can get, not starting from the point of, wouldn't it be fun to post on TikTok for a month just to see what happens, or, just wouldn't it be fun to post on TikTok, period. So that's another key part, I think, is that I didn't really have any expectations for where this was going to go, or like how many people would watch or what would happen. And I think my highest viewed post of these 22 has been like 30 something people, which if I were focused on numbers, maybe I would have stopped a while ago, because there aren't a lot of people watching, but I don't care. I'm not doing this for other people. I mean, I hope other people watch, of course, but it's not just for an audience, and it is for me too, and it is something that I find fun and interesting, and like the process of thinking about what I want to talk about is valuable to me as a crafter. I like to think about bigger issues and to try to have something new to talk about every week, and so for me that's valuable, and the audience is secondary. And I feel like that may be something that helps me to stick with things, is not thinking about an end goal, or like I'm going to get income from this, or I'm going to get followers from this, or it's going to lead to some other thing. That doing the thing for its own sake is really the most important thing. And the way for me to stay motivated with things is just, I'm going to keep trying that because it's interesting and it's fun, and I want to see where it goes, and not like I'm pushing it to go in a certain direction or to lead to something, even though, it's great when that happens. The thing is an end in itself. And so I feel like that's really important when you have big ideas, that you just get started, even with a tiny thing. If that's all and you've got time and energy for today, do that tiny thing, and then do the next tiny thing. I'm a huge fan of incremental improvement and incremental progress. And so like if every day you can show that you've done a little bit, I can't remember what book it is, if that's Atomic Habits or something else, but it's like, a 1% improvement daily over the course of a year is huge, right? Writing 1 page a day, you have a book in a year. Doing 20 minutes of sewing every day, you have a whole sewn wardrobe, right? So that incremental progress is super important. And just getting out of your own head enough to just start a thing. Don't think about, am I going to be bad? Are people going to make fun of me? Is no one going to watch? Is no one going to like whatever? There's so much pressure in this society to go after those likes and those followers and that attention. And I think it's important to see the value in just doing the thing for the sake of the thing, and because you want to do it and not care so much. Doesn't mean you don't have to share things. I mean, you don't have to share things, obviously, but it doesn't mean don't share things, but share it because you love it, and because you're excited about it, and because you want to share it, and not because you think that it's something that people will respond to. Even though that's, yes, that's totally gratifying and nice when people comment on your posts and things, but that needs to not be the reason that you do them. And with that, I think that's all I've got this week. I hope that you have a crafty week and that you are safe and healthy wherever you are. And I will see you again next week for our weekly craft, episode 23. If you have a big project that you are working on, that you've been working on, that you're starting, I would love to hear about it. I would love to cheer you on, because it's so important to me to see people doing these big things, with our wild and precious lives, right? You got to try stuff. And I hope that you will. I hope that this has inspired you to try something, to start something, to make something, to do something. And if it has, or if you are, I want to hear about it. So have a crafty week, and I will see you again soon.